Now at 5:30, the skies opened up overnight as severe weather slammed our area. CBS 58 has you covered this morning before you head out the door.
And rain continues to fall throughout the area. A quick look at the metro area. All roads are open for the time being, but how our outlying areas look? I'll have a ready traffic update coming up.
The CBS 58 Morning News continues.
Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, July 12th. Strong storms moved through our area early this morning, and some people are still seeing them.
We do have team coverage of the severe weather. We'll get to live reports in the field and the impact of the morning commute in just a moment, but first tracking those storms, meteorologist Chris Nelson.
Yeah, so I want to show the rainfall totals. These are some eye-popping stats. If you're listening, look at some of these, or at least listen to the totals. Paddock Lake, Wheatland, 6.5 inches plus in some spots in those locations. That is just a ton of rain to be had within, an hour to maybe 3 hours time. Here off to the west, we have more thunderstorms on the way, and that's why the Weather Service is keeping up the flash flood watch. The watch means conditions are favorable for more flash flooding and more heavy rain. We're going to talk about that coming up, of course, in a few minutes here. I want to get to Michael Schlesinger. He's reporting live in Racine County near Burlington. He has the latest. What's going on there? Michael.
Hey, Chris, I can tell you this, the good news, the water really is going down just the last 15-20 minutes. The city crews and some of the homeowners have cleared storm drains, which has really helped this intersection of Pine and Market. I'm going to bring in Jack Reisman. You're a homeowner. Your home is actually right behind us here. You said this is a floodplain.
That's right. I moved in here in 1988, and as soon as we get an inch or two of water, the storm sewers back up from the river. The river's here about 2,000 feet to the east of here on the other side of these buildings.
All right, Kyle Averman, let's get your perspective from Walworth County this morning. What are you seeing there?
Yeah, good morning, Michael. We're in Elkhorn along First Avenue. You can see some of the cars here underwater just a little bit. I actually was speaking with a resident here at the apartment complex, First Avenue apartment. She says she's lived in this area for about 49 years and has never seen flooding like this. Just down the ways a little bit, water is going above my rain boots, so I'm not going to attempt to go through that area. We have seen a number of cars try to go through that area. We do have video of that. It is not something we recommend. This water, you do not know what is under that water. And speaking with the resident here, she said earlier this morning her son was at it, was up to his knees. And this area, there's a little bit of a gully, so it does dip a little bit. So you want to be careful. If you see areas like this, avoid it at all costs if you can.
And it seems like we just can't catch a break in Kenosha. The Pick and Save store on 75th that was shut down by flooding Monday reopened. We showed you some homeowners who had to clear the water out of their basements, their yards. Many people still cleaning up and now dealing with what's come today. This morning's storm is slamming Kenosha. Again, it's under a flash flood warning.
And some families are waking up in the dark this morning after the power went out overnight. This right here is a look at the We Energy's outage map. There are a little more than 1,500 customers without power right now. And make sure you download the CBS 58 Ready Weather app. It alerts you to severe weather and traffic alerts in your area. It's free and available for both Apple and Android. Now let's check in with Andy Bravelli. Andy, speaking of the roads, how are they right now?
You know, all things considered, not that bad in the metro area, that is. We were dealing with some ramp closures here. It does look like actually there is a disabled vehicle or an accident right around the Mitchell interchange around 27th Street, 894. Let's get a quick look at the metro area itself. Dealing with some spotty delays throughout the area as rain continues to move into the stretch. Once again, right where the DOT cameras are situated, right around 894 and 27th Street. Different story for western Racine County as well as Walworth County. We did see Michael right near Burlington dealing with some flooded roadways. Again, those seem to have subsided, but again, Highway 142 leading into Burlington is still closed at 83, and then right around Elkhorn, where Kyle was, we're still dealing with a Highway 120 wrap. So again, we'll go over most of these closures in detail coming up in Ready Traffic.
Now to a developing story. This morning, sheriff's deputies in Waukesha and Jefferson counties are investigating an officer-involved shooting. It happened yesterday in Johnson Creek. CBS 58's Julie Parisi joins us in studio with the story. Julie?
Mike, that shooting was the result of a chase that started with that armed carjacking in Pewaukee. A naked man then led police along 94 West until he got off at an Arby's in Johnson's Creek. That's when police say the suspect got out of the car with the gun and ran toward the restaurant. Officers ordered him to stop, but he didn't. That's when the suspect was shot by both a Waukesha County Sheriff's deputy and a police officer from the city of Delafield.
Again, I just thought it was somebody that was streaking and thought, well, that's just really weird. And then when I saw the gun and the police coming in close, my biggest thing and the main reason I'm doing the interview is just to express my gratitude to the law enforcement that was here, because it could have been way worse.
Both the Jefferson County and Waukesha County Sheriff's Office tell us this is an ongoing investigation. Both the deputy and the officer involved in this shooting are now on paid administrative leave. That's, of course, standard procedure with officer-involved shootings. Live in the studio, I'm Julie Parisi, CBS 58 News.
New this morning, a car drives up the sidewalk, crashes into some tables between two popular cafes in Wauwatosa. It happened at around 1 this morning near Village and State Streets. You can see the car. It is up on the sidewalk in between Cafe Bavaria and Cafe Hollander. Our crew on the scene reports that someone was taken to the ambulance in handcuffs. A tow truck did take that car away. No word from police on what led to the crash, but definitely a messy scene that way. People are hurt after falling from a second-floor balcony on Milwaukee's north side. It happened at a house on 21st and Keefe, and you can see the railing just broke on that balcony. According to the fire department, an adult and a child both fell to the ground and were hurt, but we're told their injuries are not life-threatening. It's unclear how or why that railing may have collapsed.
Autopsy results are expected soon on a young Wisconsin girl who was killed in a fireworks explosion at home. Police in Clintonville say 4-year-old Alyssa Kimalewski died Monday night after being hit by debris from the explosion. She suffered severe head and neck injuries and died right there at the scene. It was her father who set up those fireworks.
He was using sparklers and put it in a metal tube, which he explained was for the purpose of creating some type of a shower of sparks.
They're not bad people. They're very loving parents, and those kids were very well taken care of. Yeah, things could have been prevented, but it was an accident.
The 42-year-old father has not been charged at this point.
Milwaukee police are now helping Racine County authorities look for 59-year-old Lynn Rickard. The department's mounted unit was searching in fields yesterday for the Kansasville woman believed to have wandered away from her home naked back on June 25th. Rickard has both mental health and medical issues. Racine County Sheriff Christopher Schmeling says they've used every resource available and are trying to bring closure to her family.
Police say family issues led a man to set fire to a home in Greenfield on Monday night. Fire and police responded to the scene at 46 in Botsford as firefighters worked to put out those flames. The man admitted to an officer that he said it intentionally. At one point, the bomb squad was called in because of concerns about a device that may have started the fire, but that was inactive. Still a very dangerous scene for crews.
Not only complicated for the police department, but the fire department obviously was put in tremendous danger, not only fighting the fire itself, but running into a possible explosive device and gasoline in the basement.
As of right now, that man is in custody. He faces felony charges of arson and recklessly endangering safety.
Federal investigators are still trying to figure out what caused a deadly military plane crash in Mississippi. On Tuesday, they combed through debris at the site where the plane went down. The training flight was carrying members of an elite Marine Special Operations unit when the accident occurred. And in the last half hour, President Donald Trump tweeted in response to Donald Trump Jr.'s meeting he had with a Russian attorney. He says, "My son Donald did a good job last night. He was open, transparent, and innocent. This is the greatest witch hunt in political history. Sad." Trump Jr. tweeted out a series of emails he exchanged with the lawyer yesterday. Trump Jr. appeared on Fox News and said that the lawyer didn't have anything significant on Clinton and that the meeting ended in less than 30 minutes. Critics say they aren't buying the explanation and that he should have turned the emails into the FBI right away.
Caught on camera, the viral video of a deer shopping the sales at a Wisconsin liquor store.
Big news for a U.S. city. Find out which one has been selected to host the Olympics.
Imagine buying all of your household essentials in one spot for just $3 each. Sounds like a steal, right? That's what new e-commerce site Brandless claims to do. Brandless.com has a variety of home, health, and food items, everything from dish soap, olive oil, and chef's knives to maple syrup. Brandless says it can sell everything for just $3 by skipping the middlemen.
Virgin America is flying high. The airline just topped the Travel + Leisure's best domestic airline list. Customers say they like Virgin America's fun safety videos and enthusiastic employees. Singapore Airlines snagged the title for top international carrier.
It is 14 now minutes before 6 o'clock as I take a peek at the clock right here. If you are just waking up right now, you missed the really intense storms. I mean, even in the Milwaukee metro area coming into work, it was hard to drive at points. But right now, the main concern is a flash flood warning.
It is. And in Milwaukee, we only picked up about 1/4 of an inch of rain. We had a lot of lightning, but it's the southern tier of our viewing area that's dealing with the flash flooding. That still is in effect until 6:15. It includes Walworth, southern Racine, and all of Kenosha counties. We get another half an hour or so of this. We'll have to see if this does get extended because we could be looking at some more rain showers and possibly some heavier pockets as well.
Michael, dealing with an issue back here in the metro area in Milwaukee County. We are dealing with an accident that has the 2 left lanes closed as you approach the Mitchell interchange. So this is heading eastbound along 894, right around 27th Street. You're going to start feeling those delays for the crash right around the core of the Mitchell interchange. Let's get a quick look at the ready traffic map. Again, already starting to see backups. Here's around 27th Street, so the backups extending a little bit past Loomis Road.
Unfortunately, the rain is picking up again. I see some lightning as well. That's never a good sign. Look off to my left here. We have switched locations. We're at Lavelle Industries. I believe this is a trucking company off McHenry Street, and you can see cars submerged. There's one blue car way in the background. The water line's almost to the top of the car.
We have some good news about a dog who got the nickname Phelps. The crew at Milwaukee's domestic animal shelter say Phelps is back home with his owner now. This is a poodle mix a Milwaukee police officer rescued from the lagoon at McGovern Park last Thursday. The dog was tangled in some weeds and in a little bit of distress when Officer Joseph Spingola jumped in. Phelps was taken to Maddock, where they nicknamed him after, yes, swimming star Michael Phelps.
First it was sculptures, and now it's painted utility boxes. Wisconsin Avenue may be the most artistic street in the state this summer. Visual artist Mauricio Ramirez says his utility box mural project was inspired by people past and present who have made Wisconsin Avenue what it is today.
Standing in front of a lady posing as if she was posing for like a fashion mag that would appear here on Wisconsin Avenue. So it's very vogue. You know, I kind of like did the traditional like 1950s, 60s colors.
You'll see the decorated utility boxes along Wisconsin Avenue between 9th Street and the west and the eastern end of the street.
And they're really cool to see too. Well, being a deer, you know, it can be stressful these days. There's hunters, cars, wolves, they're all after you. So can you blame an animal when they just want to unwind, maybe get a cold one? This happened at the Festival Foods in Appleton on Monday. Look at this. The deer is kind of wandering into the liquor department, just browsing a little bit. Now check out the customer in the gray shirt. He's at the register. He looks at the deer, then at the security guard like, yeah, I'm glad I don't have your job. You have to deal with this. Customers, workers, they form a human chain ushering the deer out to the emergency exit.
Oh my goodness, no injuries though. Okay, we like that. Los Angeles wants to host the Summer Olympics in 2024. So does Paris. So the International Olympic Committee just made a historic decision, and each city will get to host the Summer Games. One in 2024, the other in 2028. No one has decided yet which city will go first.
Time right now is 6:55, a dangerous start to a day. We want to get right to our top story, and that is flash flooding is issued for several counties this morning.
This after storms slammed our area overnight and continue to slam our area right now.
That's right. CBS 58's Michael Schlesinger is live in Racine County with the conditions there.
You know, Jess, it's bad and it's getting worse. The sky is so mean, the heavy rains, frequent lightning. We are at Lavelle Industries, the back parking lot. You can barely see this. I mean, the water level almost up to that tree, the base of that tree. We have several cars that are submerged. At the very least, we're trying to count them. You can also see the intense lightning as well. This is not a good scene here. Again, do not drive on water-covered roads. I can't stress that enough. And be ready to seek higher ground if you are told to do so. Back to you.
And that's your news on the go. Let's check in right now with meteorologist Chris Nelson to get the latest on what's coming next.
Yeah, so the flash flood warning still in effect for 10:15, or at least until 10:15 for Walworth, Southern Racine, and Kenosha counties. Want to show you the loop of our ready Doppler. Lots of lightning with this storm, heavy rainfall, and even some large hail. I have a track on the storm. The strongest part of the storm will pass through Lake Geneva, and the next, it looks like it pretty much has, but you get the point here. Lake Geneva, Burlington, Salem, Mount Pleasant, Racine, and Kenosha, I think, during the 7 o'clock hour. And as we get into, I think, this afternoon, we have more showers and thunderstorms possibly with some very heavy rainfall possible.
All right, thanks, Chris. Still dealing with multiple road closures in western Racine County as well as Burlington, or in Walworth County. Burlington, Highway 142 at 83 is closed. Right around Elkhorn, you're dealing with Highway 120, and then right around East Troy, again, you're dealing with Highway 20. So again, plan ahead, watch for standing water, do not attempt to cross it, and again, warning where you want to plan ahead.
And want to be careful too. We see those cars that are submerged. Do not drive through the water. We cannot stress that enough.